Choir Boy, Sweet Candy, Guitar Lesson, and Guitar Tabs. So we'll just play through all the sections right off the top here. After that, I'll go back through and explain what's going on. Before we jump into the song, please hit the subscription button. Lets me know you dig these kind of videos. And let's get on into this. Alright, let's start off with the first verse here. And this is kind of like the main progression. And it's going to slide up to this really cool chord, C major 7 minus the third. And you want to hit this 3 on the B for that D note. And we're going to hit it, do kind of a delayed slide all the way up to 12s on the B and the G, and hit the 10 on the D. Okay, we just kind of hold that. You can give it a little bit of tremolo. Let it ring. Sounds good. And over the top of that, we get a little bit of a piano in there you can do if you like. And it's just this quick little scale on the E string here. We go 2, 3, 2, open. Come back to 7, 5, 3, 2, open. And at this part, there isn't really a guitar that strums and hits anything, but the bass just kind of fills in here. And mix it with the vocal. We're doing basically like an E minor 7. So just our regular E minor shape, and then add the 3 on the B. So it's up to you if you want to strum that in. But that's, where the bass goes. And the second part of the verse progression, we slide up to our same C major 7. Do a little piano riff here. Switches a little bit. We do E string 2, 3, 2, open. The 7 to 5. And we just kind of cut it there, because then we jump to a G chord to an A minor. And same thing as before with these last two chords. You don't really have a guitar coming in with that, but that's basically what the bass and the vocal are up to. Getting into the chorus, we do our same C major 7. We don't really need to slide into it this time. Just kind of strum it there. And then we get kind of like the iconic guitar riff of the song. And it's this little scale down where we'll start on the open D strings. Just 1, 2, 3. Scale it down 3, 2 on the A. And that just kind of holds there. And of course, like the chord switches to the E minor. Alright, and then coming back around, we don't really have the guitar strumming the C major 7 like we usually have. But if you want to, you can stick it in there. Because we get the second half of the guitar riff scale down, where we'll do our 3 Ds, to our 3-2 on the A. Alright, and then we come back to 3A to 5. Alright, and then we land on 3 of the E. Alright, and then we get our G to A minor changing over the top of that. Second verse comes along, we switch in with a new little guitar addition, and it's just strumming these really staccato, high-voiced chords here. And we'll be up here where we hit the 12 on the G, and you want to hit a 17B with the 15E, and if that's too much of a stretch, you can come over and just hit that G note that we need, say the 17 on the D, if you want to do it like that. I don't mind doing it like this. And just a couple of short staccato strums, and then just come off to the 12s on the D all the way down. Alright, and it just repeats that, a good handful of times. And then at the end of it, it comes over and does a little more like this, where it hits more of that kind of C major 7 chord here, the 16 G, and then we add our 15 on the E and the 17 on the B. Just hold that for a moment, come off to 12s on the GBE, and then you can even throw in the 15 and then on the B, and then add the 12 on the D. We get into the second chorus, and we can do our slide up chord to the C major 7. And then we get a cool new synth part comes in here, and it's this real super vibrato synth tone. So we'll start here at the B string on the 3rd fret, just give it some heavy vibrato. Okay, up to 5. Couple 2s on the G, 4, come back over, 2 open on the G. And for the 3rd verse, we get a new guitar little thing. It's real subtle, but it's really interesting. It's kind of like a little harmonic shuffle thing that's muted. And we'll start here at basically the G and the B string initially. And we want the 1 on the B, open G, and it's just palm muted. So we get these real plucky notes. And it's just a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, come off to open B, 2 on the G, and then open B and G. Right. And essentially you want to repeat that part twice. Okay, then we just do our 2 open again, and then once more. Okay, it's a real subtle thing that's happening in the background there. And then it switches to, the E section of this. So we'll just jump up a couple sets of strings to the G and the D. And with this, we want the open G and the 2 on the Ds. Strum it the same way. All right, but here we're going to come up to 4D, keeping the open G under it. 5, 4, 5, 4 to 2. There's a new synth over the top of the 3rd verse, and it's just doing these kind of legato notes in the background. Start here at the 3 on the E. Hold in a moment, open to 8. 5, 7, back to 5. To 2. Hold that a moment, open to 5. Hold that to 3. Kind of starting the new section now. Up to 8. 5, 7. Open. 2. 3, 5, 2, 3. Now once the final chorus, the outro chorus gets going, we get a bunch of layers over the top of each other. A lot of stuff we've already seen. We get some new parts in here, a new little synth tone here, where we're just going back and forth on the E and the B string here. We go open E, 3B, open E to 3, cut it, do it again, come up to 5 and 7, alright, and we just hold that for a moment, switch to the E chord, alright, and we get a little synth part over this where it's just playing around in that E chord. We hit the full chord, and then we can do like the B, G, and E string here, where we're 1 on the B, open B, G and E, make it a 3B, back to 1, all opens, and then a quick 1B to opens. Second part of the new outro chorus synth riffs here. Same thing as before really, but then we're just tacking on our vibrato synth at the end of it. Alright, and towards the end, the guitar cuts loose a little more here. Still up high with these chords. We're going to do 12 on the B and G with a 14 now on the E. Okay, a little more jazzy now. And we're just going to strum that a couple times off to 12s. 12s to the 14. Back to 12s. Alright, and then we land on 15B with the 12G. Off to 12s. Alright, and then essentially just repeat that first part of it again, minus the last two. Okay, and then we finish it off the second time by coming up hitting a 17 on the high E, and you can keep that 12 on the B with it. Sounds good. And the final part for the guitar just kind of shifts over a little bit, still hitting 12s on the B and G, hits the 10 on the E a couple times. Alright, and then we do a little scale down of the 12 to B to 12G. Okay, and then strum the 10 with the 12s a couple times, hesitate once more. And then our 12B, 12G, and then just come off to some opens.